emojis. Boom bam. Yes. Hey. Hello. Ethel ya. Ethel, itra putta. Hello. Evening. Come on, father. Justin, hey y'all. Wait, I'm late. 7 minutes late. Yabba. Yabba. The most is praying. They're talking. Hello. I just woke up. Ryan, hello. Yay. So, anyway, it's Wednesday. So, it's time we discuss something because we discuss Wednesday. Yay! Why we discuss Wednesday? Because there's a W and a D in Wednesday, so we discuss. Well, Jack, hello. Oh. Anyway, so our topic for tonight is issue. How did the fantasy creatures evolve? How did the fantasy creatures evolve? Bye bye. Choke me happy. When? Why choke? Okay. The first. Speaking of fantasy creatures, right? So fantasy creatures, they got we got monsters. We can talk about the monsters. We can talk about the races as well. You know, like elves, dwarf, and all that stuff. You know. So, demi-humans? We can talk about those. Okay, so there's this fun interesting thing that I heard once, that you know dragons, right? You know how dragons, they have like four legs, you know, and then 2 wings. The classic Tolkien setting. No, hello. Here, I don't talk about dinosaur people. You mean like lizard people? But they dead. Dinosaur people. What are the dinosaur people? Okay, so there are dragons, right? In fantasy, they have like 4 legs, like 2 wings, and then long neck, and they breathe fire. Now, we're not gonna talk about how they can breathe fire. We probably can actually, but I want to highlight first about the wings, you know, because if you think about it, there are no so dragon is a lizard, right? It's a reptile. But we don't have any reptile with 6 limbs, you know? Because the wings in dragons, they're limbs. It's like the wings on birds, the wings on bats, you know? They're wings. The wings are actually limbs. So basically, dragons have 6 limbs. excluding the tail. Half human, half T-Rex, 100% Dino-Nagis. Dino-Nagis. Happy, hello. We're talking about unique fantasy setting. It's gonna be Monster Hunter, best post-apocalyptic world. Hey, what is a post-apocalyptic? You Monster Hunter, they explain it using some unique organ. Oh, but not this specifically. Yeah, but how? Thank you, Puntan. Yeah. I also think like they maybe can. It's like there's one of those frogs that can like sprout, shoot something, some kind of liquid or something. And insects also, there are some that there are like these two sets of chemicals, certain chemicals inside the body, and when they want to breathe out this fire, these chemicals, so they just sprout them. Okay, they just shoot one chemical and the other, and the chemicals, they will meet outside of the mouth, and then it will have it's called some kind of chemical reaction that creates the fire. So the fire actually happens outside of the mouth, and thus preventing the dragon's mouth from getting burned as well. I'm not going to go into detail of what kind of chemical it is, but that is how I see it. Since Monster Hunter is basic class fantasy, then they try to make it scientific. Oh, pretty cool. Hi, Fallen Ninja. Now, how did the dragons have 6 limbs though? Because look, us vertebrate. Dragons are reptilians, and reptilians are vertebrates. Okay, all vertebrates in our Earth, we all have 4 limbs because our ancestors, the fish that got legs and crawled into the land, they got 4 limbs, right? And from there, none of them had the need to grow another limb, so to become more than 4 limbs. So that means in a fantasy world where the dragon has 4 legs and 2 wings, that means somewhere along that line, the vertebrate ancestors had to evolve and gain another pair of limbs, which in turn along the evolution line turns into a pair of wings. Now that also means that there should be other 6-limb creatures in the same world that had the same ancestor as the dragon with 6 limbs. Not all of the vertebrate has to have 6 limbs though, because it's gonna be a completely different branch from the 4 limbs creatures. The way I think dragons breath fire is they have flammable bile in their throat, and they have this flint-like bone in the throat, and that they strike by contacting their throat muscles. So like it's a bile, and then that makes sense. So the fire comes out from the throat, but then how come the throat doesn't get burned? So wouldn't that also suggest that the area inside the dragon's mouth all the way down to the throat are either are inflammable and they don't have pain receptors. Dragon first or egg first? I would say egg. I would say dragon first because evolution. So they basically have flaming vomit. Ooh, that's disgust. Hello Jenna, hello. Dragons are bugs. Change my mind. Like napalm. And I'm looking because I'm just trying to talk. It's okay, it's okay. And you know what time to say, but I want to say next. Love you too. Maxer, usually there is some type of magic. Yeah, of course, magic. Hello, Hajime, welcome. You know, there are reptiles or whatever that like squirt liquids a fan of predators. Like for me, I think dragon works the same way, but instead pyroharic liquid come out of their mouth. Like that, yes. It reacts with the oxygen, that's why it ignites. Don't mind me, I'm stupid. It ignites with the oxygen. I can't really agree with that because oxygens are everywhere. If it ignites with the oxygen, then the moment the liquid thingy comes out, the chemical comes out of the mouth, then it's going to explode. Dragon's a reptile, monster hunter. Hold my mammal dragon. Bird dragon, amphibic dragon. And hello, new stream again. The dragons they probably have tough skin. True, sure. That can also. But that would also mean if their skin is so tough that they can use the breath, their fire breath, as like weapon without hurting themselves. That also mean their dragons can't really use their breaths against each other because then because their skin is already tougher than their breath. So if dragons were to attack each other, they're gonna be using their physical attacks. Either that, and that is also I'm considering if their physical attack can hurt each other. If not, then like a lighter, I guess the fire trigger mofas. I agree on that too. We are welcome. Regards to the fine quality, I can answer that there is a dragon that is basically a rainbow snake. What? How? The version dragon breath is more metal. You mean spitting liquid that explodes when in contact with oxygen is a metal enough? That gonna explode everywhere though. You can't aim because the oxygen is everywhere. Most dragon fight tend to end up claw and teeth fight. That also suggests that they can bite and claw harder than their breath attack though. Although, if you think about it, I guess it will be like their physical attack will be stronger because I mean fire is just fire. It's just hot. It's basically just hot air. If you get hit and you're immune to fire, then it's probably just gonna be like a hair blowing on your face. Having not pump a vomit and a flame pun is way more metal. Bite and claw. Unless they're unconventional dragon type. Ice dragon comes to mind. Ice dragon. Well, it's gonna have to work the same way with all the other dragons that can breathe something though. Unless we're talking about magic, that is. Well, the teeth and claws are for the tough enemies. The fire is AoE to cool their food. That can also work. The smell afterward is usually annoyance. Ah, the smoke, right. Because you burn things, then there's smoke. Electric dragon or something. Ah, electric means then their inside mouth is like it's anti-electric. It doesn't conduct. A cook. Fire is for genocide. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Phalanx Legion, and loyal servant to the true Emperor Marcus Aurelius. What? Small Palace, huh? Father to the murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my fingers in this life and the next. Fire may be used as a weapon, but can be used to block sight. Ah, block sight can. Unless you're in the air though, you can't really block anything with fire. Bruh. Someone Gaming, hello. Wisdom Cute, hello. Warhammer 40k. I don't really know about Warhammer, to be honest. Okay, Ethel. So you're talking about what? Dragon's breath and dragon's limbs, right? Now I would imagine that some of the six-limbed creatures of six-limbed vertebrate that had the same ancestor as a dragon will probably have, and they're gonna be in a completely different like evolution tree from all the other four-limbed vertebrate, but they probably gonna evolve like the same features as the others, like, you know, scales and all that stuff. How about the demi-human races though? Like elves. Let's talk elves. How do they even have? How did they even evolve to have such a long lifetime? Also, it's considered one of the 3 worst way to go. So psychologically, effect of fire is undeniable. Yeah, it's the worst way to go if you can get burned. The dragons can't get burned. Your skin too tough. Considering they have very high big R of burn, area of burn, it and quick way to block sight. Oh, name, have a good lunch. Thank you. Also, thank you for the other day. Your name also donated. I think at Sunday after the watching stream then, but it didn't come to the thing, or I didn't see. Thank you for that tuning. Welcome. Oh, I didn't. Cheeky swipe. Mangan. Kia, welcome. Evolve Stone. As for the limbs, a fallen predator like a lion or bear is way more dangerous, but imagine if they could freaking fly. Yay! I was just thinking that since they have 4 limbs, then there gonna be some other creature with 6 limbs, some other vertebrae, you know, because evolution isn't really like a one line unless it's there. The dragons are so damn lucky that their evolution tree is only like a single line. That also would suggest that these 6-limbed creatures were so good at adapting that with every single mutation they somehow nailed everything. Oh, and then Mama wanted to have food in the birthday. This moment. Tafu, hello. I mean, if fire is so useless in a fight, they wouldn't have been incendiary grenades in wars. Yeah, and I'm talking about our world though. I mean, so basically, if if dragons can create the fire breath from their throat, that means they should be strong enough, to against fire, that they wouldn't burn themselves. That means fire wouldn't work on them because they come from different ancestry than human. Why are they humanoid though? But their prior nature rivals can. Hey, which one is this? Cantik. Thank you, Ning. Ayo. Can you discuss Cthulhu too? There's so many things to discuss, huh? It's okay. Thank you. Maybe you'll form a genetic mutation slowing down the DNA decay. It's a genetic mutation? Yeah, but that genetic mutation gonna be some... If it's not like a deliberate effort, a deliberate attempt to make them young, live along like that, to change the genetic, then it must be from evolution, right? Now, what could drive them into evolving into having genetics that allow them to live long like that? There's some mammals that can fly, yes, but they don't have 4 limbs. I'm not saying mammals cannot fly. We haven't seen any vertebrae with 6 limbs. I don't think you'll be coming out 6-limbed VTuber. No. Humans live by having cells duplicated but not perfect. Else probably don't degrade or just having perfect cell mutation. Oh, that can also. Or they degrade into much slower process somehow. Just a throat that hurt. That can also. Hot throat. Like in Monhan, there's this elf-like creature called Wyverian. It comes before human day. They don't spend the relation with human race. Ah. So like, basically like a completely different ancestors. It's why elves' lifespans. Maybe it's a matter of elves not reproducing often, so to continue the species they live longer. There's plenty of biologically immortal species that actually exist. Yeah, like jellyfish, right? But jellyfish and those 3 creatures, they have like life cycle. They become baby again. Elves don't do that though. Is that the game a spar of something? Again, it can be magic. Yeah, it can be magic. We're talking fantasy after all. That's usually magical, so they can have magic to keep their life longer. What if you're not looking at the magical aspect? Maybe when the dragon using fire bending with the whole throat. Oh, they have something. So they can secrete something to protect their whole throat, so that it doesn't burn. Interesting. First, damn, everyone ignore my entire theory. Okay, so I did read something about creatures that have longer lifespan. They make more babies, Basically, if a creature can survive long enough, then their baby rate the baby rate is low. The birth rate is low. While creatures who die a lot, then they make a lot more babies. It's something like that. So that would explain why the elves, but there aren't really that many elves, and why humans usually like can be found everywhere. It's because the elves lives long, so they don't see the need to to make many kids, right? Now, but how did they evolve into being able to live that long in the first place? That would mean that they don't have like natural predators, and they became the apex predator pretty quickly in the evolution tree, I guess. And that they somehow don't have like poisonous environment. It's basically they somehow manage to find this perfect environment where they are completely basically gods who can't die from anything. Because there was this theory, so basically like the reason we grow old at all is because we had predators, you know. We have predators. Now imagine if a flock of humans, you know, primitive humans, and there's this lion, okay, for example, or a pack of lions, and the humans run away. If the humans run away, right? Of course, the weakest member of the humans will be the ones the lions target the most, you know, because they're easier. Now, if we don't grow old, then the weakest ones will be the children, right? So if the children always keep getting eaten, then we're gonna have lesser chance to survive as a species. But if we grow old, then the weakest will be those who are old instead of the children. So this means because the elves doesn't have a predator where they have to run away from like that, and the perfect environment where they can really strive, then that means then that's why they have such a long lifetime. Maybe the concept at the bottom, water in the paper cup. This is how you can explain the dragon's breath. You can what? Boiling water in a paper cup? How do you do that? Well, the point I was making it. So is there species with very long lifespans? Like the turtle and stuff, right? Manhan tries to get a scientific goal. Also Manhan. Haha, no fall damage. Honestly, there are so many subspecies of elves, it's hard to pin down. Yeah, the subspecies as well, huh? Maybe elves don't reproduce often because they have small pee-pee in their shy, so they just have it and they just increase lifespan. Small pee-pee. Evolution can be mutation from DNA or Lamar's idea. What do you mean Lamar's idea? Well, baby. I'll not harness maybe. Human go horny. Brr. Take tortoise versus rabbits. Tortoises have live up to 300 years, but rabbits live for a very short amount of time. Yes, the tortoise, they live a lot long. But do they like profit, like make a lot of babies? I must say they can affect the blood diversity by the survival of the creature. They can survive a certain condition. Oh. You were talking about an excellent idea. I thought we were talking like GTA 5 or more. Survival of the creature that can survive a certain condition. Yeah, so it's the condition. The condition push the elves to have this kind of mutation. In the Divinity game series, the wood elves has this kind of weird life cycle where if they die and buried, they become sentient trees. Ooh. And then, how do they become elves again? I better degrade my body because predators. We crawled because somebody can because our cell DNA as we are born. Oh, so that's why. But I thought that it makes sense to get stronger to kill lions rather than get weaker to be lion food. Your theory is whack. Well, it's not like I mean, it's not like you can just get stronger. Evolution is all about luck. The mutation is all about luck. And natural selection. Maybe they never get the mutation that makes them stronger. That's why they stay weak. It's not like you can, damn, I have predator. I better get strong like that. Hello, Fee, welcome. Rimi, yahoo. Honestly, evolution is a series of random mutation. The one that helped me survive just lucky rolls. Yes. I don't believe in the current theory of evolution. Ooh. We're delving deeper. Why is that, Brian? Evolution is plot armor. They just stay as strays and give up to new elves. So that's how they do? Huh. How does that even work? You wanna tell me that it takes millions of years to evolve? You can survive for millions of years in these places? Yes. Because the mutations are like luck, right? So this one person just happened to be taller, and then because he's taller, then he can survive until he can make children, and thus in turn the children become taller as well. Something like that. I could see Ethel being a professor somewhere. Aww. So we don't even need evolution. Nande, why? It makes no sense. How come? This is intersetting. What? Evolution is cool. It would be hard to think how telekinetic creature to evolve from because they break physics itself. Telekinetic, huh? Don't really know how telekinetic will work in actual physics, so I can't really say. How does it not make sense? Oh, the topic is getting more interesting now. But they don't immediately spread out to the world because they was and get cursed by other races in the world. Yes, including having the tree cut down. They was. I mean, it's probably because like they have this perfect environment where they can thrive, and whoever all the elves who tried to go out into the world immediately got eaten. So talking about fantasy with magic and science feels weird. You haven't even gone into the nature paradox. How much does environmental changes affect human evolution? How much environmental changes affect the human evolution? A lot, I guess. We evolved through natural selection after all, so if the nature changes, then the selection will change. But evolution suggests the entirety of a species and the environment change to suit the environment. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. The reason it needs millions of years is because the creatures they can't choose how they evolve. Okay? They can't choose how they evolve. They evolve through random chance, random luck. So, for example, like the creature A and creature B, for example, they're the same species, but let's say creature A can run faster than creature B because of some kind of a genetic mutation when it was born, and then creature A just happened to be able to survive longer and make children because it can run faster. Meanwhile, creature B got eaten because it's slower. And then the genetic that makes the species can run faster from creature A get into the children, and thus the children can run faster like creature A, like that. If the creatures can just adapt, can just transform, then it wouldn't take millions of years. And if that is the case, then by this we probably gonna have rabbits with wings at this point, because I mean, if you can get airborne, you'll be way harder to catch when you're on the ground, right? Oh. Exactly. But if the environment is impossible to survive without this mutation to adapt, how do we survive for millions of years without them? Okay, so again, it all comes back to luck, you know. And there are probably already a lot more species that gone extinct because they didn't have those mutations to help them survive. And it also there's also the thing about what is called when you change the place where you live, you know, transmigration, is it? When your environment is no longer supportive or is no longer good enough for you to live in, then you will the creature will migrate to another place that are better. They probably don't have no idea where they're migrating to, but it all comes back to luck again. They maybe they happen to migrate to some place nicer. They might also die when they migrate, you know. Telekinesis is fallen in the realm of magic. We got lucky. You very lucky. It's like the Big Bang Theory. It sounds smart, but you think about it for 2 minutes and none of it makes sense. Now, the Big Bang Theory is I also think like it's kind of weird, you know, kind of like what? They said there are a lot of evidence, and it all leads to a big explosion. I mean, guess that's the only explanation. I mean, you can prove them wrong. We can try to prove them wrong, and we are trying to like if you have some idea that you can prove, you know, reject the current idea that we have, then yeah, that would be awesome. Because Big Bang is basically like it's the best guess that we have so far, you know. It's not more there's like things like evolution, like evolution and like Big Bang. They're not the scientists don't claim like them to be like a fact. I think it's more like it's the best guess we have so far, and the best guess we have proofs, evidences that we have that's supporting it. Hold on, something fell down. Oh well, good gone. I mean, it's nonsense. Mutations happen all the time. When a certain mutation gets selected, evolution happen. This could be environmental or selected by the species itself. Wait. Selected by the species? How? How can a species select a certain type of mutation? I mean, I guess they can select it because these members with this certain mutation are more attractive to have babies with. Evolution is part genetic and then of the mutation. I know we call welcome. Nature selection. So can I theoretically evolve into species that treats exercise as an actual fun activity, make water taste like the finest of each wine, and vegetables like wagyu instead of the mess we are. Now, there's a sad truth about a sad condition about evolution. There's this thing called evolution wave. So, every single step of that evolution, it has to gives you something. It has to give you some kind of advantage in your survival. And in your survival, that some kind of advantage that allows you to survive long enough to make more babies. That I think that's the key from what I get so far from theory of evolutions. So like I guess if you happen to be born with those kind of genetics and you get for example the kind of genetics that can taste water like wine, then your kid will. And honestly, considering that our species as the human as a whole have a much longer survival rate, much bigger survival rate at this day and age, any kind of mutation you have, you can actually inherit that to your children. But sadly, now, well, those unique mutations that doesn't kill you in the way, that doesn't kill you midway, they haven't happened that much. Environment often take long to change as well. The more environment change, the faster evolution occurs. There's this thing about evolution, like pressure thingy, kind of like. So it basically means the environment push the probability of these genetics to of this genetic mutation to happen. Is from what I know. Well, take my words with a grain of salt. So these are mostly just opinions and things I heard from YouTube. But the dragons are abomination because their wingspan, wing material, and flapping speed has no business justifying their appearance capable to achieve flight. Well, maybe they're just like bees. They don't care what humans think. They fly anyway. Adaptation versus evolution. And here's the real question: how long until animals evolve to be bulletproof or immune to bites, claws, etc.? Evolution would suggest that they'll be mutating to be able to withstand these things. Okay. So you're asking when will animals evolve to be able in this modern age, right? You can see that you can find examples of that in insects. They're starting to evolve actually in terms like they're getting stronger against our pesticide. That is actually some kind of evolution. They're mutating, right? And well, who knows? Maybe like thousands or millions later in the future, the animals we know today will look completely different, and there will be new species altogether that are bulletproof and stuff. Now I can't say if there will be animals that are bulletproof because the chance is random. Oh, and here's interesting things. There are certain species of elephants that were hunted because of the tusk, right? And these elephants now have lesser and lesser elephants with tusk from birth, so they no longer produce their tusk. That way, they no longer get hunted. I guess that's quote-unquote bulletproof. Because of the then self-control, we're pretty much super addicted caffeine film. Disciplined monkeys could have had 3 kids and become even richer. So how it works. Here we got it with rice or with bread? With rice. Am I adopted? What? Top 10 questions science can answer, but Brian, they are evolving to withstand that. Take armadillos. Humans didn't evolve to withstand bullets though. I saw porcupine freaking honey badgers. Seriously? Those things can withstand bullet shot. I've seen millions of ESLs, but I think there are already some species that is already bulletproof. Sugoi! And according to science, the universe is expanding, so there's a space where there's nothing, literal nothingness. How do they explain that? Yeah, they still can't explain that though, right? The current theory is black. It's the dark matter theory, where it's actually everywhere. Where there is nothing, then there is a black matter. But well, it's so far it's not really it's still being studied. Right, hello. Something fell down. It was probably my brain. It's funny that I got let to do a video about deep sea gigantism 3 hours ago. That's interesting. Max and no, they just stick enough to take smaller calibers, but 308 is gonna bet anything down. Oh, it's actually easy to determine which mutation is successful. The species doesn't die off in the environment there. They're what? As I said something about dragons earlier, and that's my only opinion regarding fantasy creatures. How about other creatures though, like maybe like fairies and all that? Well, I guess you're gonna have to somehow incorporate magic if it's fantasy creatures, huh? Several species selection, bigger booba, better some cost better or something like that. Well, that comes back to preferences of the species, to be honest. Well, it's not often they get shot with caliber now, would they? It's not like animals with immediately bulletproof if they got shot because they'd be dead, and like you said, 3.08 will put everything down. That was the evolve and adapt, but humans technology and fancy. That's true. It's a common hunting ground. Oh no. Still, one day some armadillo's gonna burn out of thick enough to stop CO8. And there's no guarantee for that though. It's fun how they are talking about evolution rather than eugenics. Oh boy, that's a topic and a half. Wait, what's a eugenic? Eugenics is a practice of advocating improving human species by selectively mating people. It's like a selective breeding. Ken, are we going to discuss this from the very beginning? Sure. By the time armadillo shells can withstand 3.08, we'll have giant space lasers you can literally kick through an armadillo shell. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Ryan. We can't human technology quote unquote evolve through like we select how we evolve, but these creatures they cannot select how they evolve. Then that means they will always be, and most probably always, I guess, be slower and evolving in a slower rate. It's not like they get shot a lot and they can just oh man, I better make children that are bulletproof, and poof, their children become bulletproof. They can't do that. That's how it is. I don't think any living animal can withstand a bullet. We do have modified the population of African elephants. Tousless elephants are getting more common because Tasmans are getting taunted. See, that's what I was talking about. Therefore, my welcome. In this random chance they may end up with that kind of armor in the next month. Yeah, that can actually. So my ultimate point is that current year evolution isn't nearly fast enough to keep species alive. Oh, what do you mean it's not fast enough to keep species alive though? There are a lot of creatures out there that are still alive right now. You mean like they can't stay alive long enough because humans are hunting them? Like that? Well, our evolution is already technological. It's something that we can choose. Back then, there's nothing like that, and they can still migrate and all that stuff. Even if an animal can withstand a bully, we can just put another one in. There's no survival of fittest. I don't think evolution is a lie. I think its current theory is wrong. Yeah, I get what you mean though. I get what you mean, but I also disagree that it is wrong though. I still agree that it's random chance, because if it's not random chance, that if animals can choose what kind of adaptation that they will have according to their environment, then well, that would be the same as human choosing what kind of technology to build next to survive better, to help themselves better, you know. And in that case, humans would probably never exist in the first place, because let's say lions, they can just choose to be freaking have like wings or something. Or like run very fast, because why the hell not? I can choose to have this. Or like maybe rabbits, they are getting hunted very very fast, then maybe they can just choose to have something that can make them invisible or something, you know. If they can choose to adapt, it is. So yeah, it all comes to random chance, and that is why we have this kind of, you know, current variety of animals. Now it comes back again to how dumb animals are. That they don't really understand all these concepts about adapting and evolution though. So there's that. I mean, but it also comes back to, if that's the case, then we as human, we understand these concepts. Then why can't we just choose to adapt adapt, you know, to evolve the way that that are cooler? Maybe like we have laser eyes or something. Not really, it's just that the humans are more advanced. It's because humans are wrecking the ecosystem faster than evolution can take place. True. Oh, I just said it. So Ethel, your elephant example would mean it took less than 300 years, which slaps current evolution theory in the face. No, not really. So million of years, that includes every species, you know, every species. It doesn't say, the current theory of evolution doesn't say that a single evolution has to take millions of years. No. So from these elephants alone, it's not like there are no tusk elephants. There are indeed, but we are seeing less and less, and they're still elephants. They're still the same species. It takes millions of years to evolve to like completely different species, to something that we have right now. From that freaking fish that crawl up the land, to every single animal that we have right now, then that took millions of years. Anyway, back to topic. Oh yeah, we're no longer talking about fantasy animals. I mean, we're gaining immunity to insecticide, but will be the one immune to fire, because no species of fire and that's immune to devil multicellular ones though. Oh yeah, there are some that are the single cell animals are immune to fire though. Some, at least. Not sure if there are multicellular ones. With fire resistance fur. See? We already have this. Thinking full immunity. Oh! Again, like I said, in random chance, some species can evolve because they got their mutation sooner than others. Isn't a thing for anything. Bulletproof even just mean resistance. True. Yeah, this we call evolutionary peaks. Yeah, that was one. I was talking about the evolution wave thingy. Can we evolve magic yet? No, we have to invent that. But since we talk about evolution using the game, the recommended video relating green beard out. Ooh, what is that? Ew, what is this? Oh wait, this guy. I see this guy a lot. He likes to make this like evolution thing is on Unity. No, that's impossible since magic is a violence into the universal rules. So if I shoot someone, will that in turn teach another person's body entirely to start evolving to resist the bullets? That's not how mafia works. Yeah, exactly. That's not how it works. That's not how evolution works. It's all random chance. Susan Karin, welcome. If I were pregnant and Jenny the job, will it be fetus deletus Ethel? How the hell? Karin, what the hell? So you got pregnant and then you turned into a child. What? I guess it is fetus deletus. That's a considered reason. Well, for the grand scheme of things, it is a reason. How did the elephant's body know to stop growing tusks? How does the animal know the tusks are the issue? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. The elephants have no idea. The elephants have no idea the tusks are the issue. The DNA also have no idea the tusks are the issues. Just that these elephants were born without tusks, okay, or maybe smaller tusks, and then they eat this particular elephant. It survived into adulthood and make babies, and then the babies have smaller tusks, and then the next one also has smaller and smaller and smaller, and ultimately now the tusk is gone. And that just so happened to make humans not want to hunt them anymore. So they don't see the goals. The evolution doesn't have a goal. They don't see what they're not seeing where they're coming. They just happen to get to that goal. Kind of asking real questions. They do the one that have a die out. Yeah. Guess me what? Fetus deletus. This is important. Calling that the passive reproduction organ still active. How do you change? I think when she said child, I guess she means before. Okay, let's go. Before puberty. Set up pregnant? No! What do you mean again? They aren't the fetus, they'll just not inside the body because it can't be sustained. No! So the elephants like to its humans. Humans are something tussled elephants, which makes babies they are tuskless as well. Environmental selection working here. We are the environment in this case, and we are selecting these elephants to survive unconsciously. Subconsciously, I guess. Heavy talk, evolving. Yes, Oscar, welcome. It's all about who lives for tomorrow. We learn Darwin now. Yee! It's what was originally said, development. Huh? It's kinda like how bones work when you break a knuckle, it gets stronger. Wait, is that how it works? What was stated is that all elephants are starting to be tussled. No, not all. Not all. Certain types of elephants. And most of them are getting tuskless. Because all the tusk ones are dead. That's it. That is what was stated though. So then the elephant couldn't grow tusks and live and make babies. No. Elephants are starting to lose their tusks because of artificial selection. It's artificial now. Oh yeah, from humans, right? Not nature said things, but artificial. Ethel won't catch up with this thing. Yeah, let's talk about fantasy creatures like halfway. Doesn't matter, we can talk about this later, at later dates. Back to fantasy world. Okay, actually don't know smack about elephants because I don't really care about them. They're not cute, so don't mind me. Yeah, we're talking about immortals. How did we end up here? You know, here because when it comes right down to fantasy, authors never really care about functional design but pure aesthetics. Hey, the author of Game of Thrones care about science though. You see their giants, how the giants have these big stubby legs. That's science there. And yeah, they just happen to be lucky. I thought the bee sounding like a teacher or something. Oh my. I just medieval fantasy with fantasy in space. Sci-fi. And I expect the most fantasy creature originated from several alternative stories. For example, werewolf could be some hairy guy who got lost and accidentally appeared when a wolf howling. Guys, Kelly, welcome. No, they're not. That isn't. Yeah, that's not the kind of evolution I was thinking though. Yeah, I'm more thinking like, let's say if they are real. But yeah, that theory is very probable. Definitely could be someone being kinky. Kinky. Ano fantasy talk in depth about Vanga, Viera, or Mass Effect and the Jelly Aliens? No, I don't know what those. Maybe on his studying culture, but regarding anatomy biology. I don't many bothers to read them up or play a series. Then Purple, hello, so you gonna sum them up? What if we went from altered stories of monster that doesn't exist to making it a no-no material? Wait, question on that someone brought up now to see. Tell me still ongoing? Yeah, bae! I plan on restarting Elmi, to be honest. The story is getting into the realm of these OP isekai, so I'm not really fun. Yeah, how did the fantasy creature evolve? Fantasy creature doesn't hehehe. JF needs to go brrrr. Culture evolution. Brian, a smile. Roasted George R. Martin for a rare piece of fantasy biological writing. And I actually like Elmi sets. Oh no. Is it good though? Is it good? Do you think it's good? Another project bites the dust though. I feel like I want to restart it. I want to make it darker. No. Darker. Emmy's getting too powerful. Maybe it's kinda rapey greens. Yeah, that's you. Anyway guys, see ya, it's already 1 hour, then we have strayed way too far from what we were talking to begin with. But, so I'm gonna have to end it here. Tomorrow is Thursday and don't have anything special to do tomorrow, so it's gonna be the usual game in the morning, 11 AM to in the afternoon and 7 PM in the night. Tomorrow is random Thursday, so we're gonna do something random. Whatever I have in mind at the moment. And check the description for YouTube and Twitch channel, and as well as Patreon and FANBOX and merch. You can get special merch if you support me on Patreon. For that, have a nice day, have a nice night, and take care. Bye bye. Asma. Bye bye.